Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Knight here, and I am coming back at you again today, people, with a brand new Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to be ranking every legendary tier 1 skin in Fortnite. So my original idea for this video was to just rank every tier 1 skin like I do every season. However, I figured because there's so many of them, I would just shorten it down a little bit and only talk about the legendary ones, because I genuinely feel like because of how they progress and because of their the extravagant designs they have and how different they each are, it's a lot more interesting to talk about them than all the other stuff. So if you do enjoy it, then please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, so real quickly before we jump into the list, I do have to give one quick honorable mention, and that's actually going to be going to the Mandalorian. Now, the Mandalorian is certainly one of my personal favorite crossover skins, definitely the best Star Wars skin in the game without a doubt for me. I really enjoy him, but because he's a Star Wars skin, he's in the Star Wars rarity and not legendary, but he is technically in the legendary section of the locker, so in a way Fortnite kind of classes him as a legendary Star Wars skin, so it's kind of weird how they do it, but because he's not technically legendary, I decided to only give him a mention instead of actually putting him on the list. But with that said, now let's jump into the actual ranking. Alright, so kicking off our list at the number 13 spot, and what is in my opinion the weakest legendary tier 1 skin in the game, it's going to be Gear Specialist Maya. Now, this skin is certainly far from bad, but I think the main problem that everyone has with it is the fact that it had so much more potential for what it could have been, but it just didn't meet the expectations. I think people were expecting that it would be something like custom superheroes, or like what we got this season with Chimera, where once you unlock a style, you can change it like forever and you can always use that. But instead, you can only customize it that one time, and then once you customize it like that, it was locked in and you couldn't change it ever again. So I think because of how disappointing it was, that's one of the main reasons a lot of people, myself included, have a little bit harsh feelings towards the skin. Plus the fact that I think just because of how basic it is, it doesn't really deserve legendary status. I do enjoy using it sometimes, but still, I don't think it was that great, especially when you compare it to all the other insane tier 1 skins we have. And like I said, Chimera from this season's Battle Pass is probably what this skin should have been. Alright, and now moving on to our number 12 spot. This is actually where things get very, very hard to rank. But coming in at number 12, it pains me to do this, but it's going to have to be Drift. Now, trust me, I still absolutely love this skin. I think he's amazing. He is a solid 10 out of 10. Pretty much everything on this list is, except for obviously Maya. But honestly, I do genuinely love this. Even though he is coming in a very low spot, he's still absolutely amazing. It's just the fact that I think I don't quite love him as much as most other people do, and I completely understand why most other people would want to put him at the top 3 or at their number 1 spot. Personally though, while I do love him, I love all the other stuff just a little bit more, so therefore I can't really justify putting him above them, but still, an amazing 10 out of 10 skin with a really sick design, and I do enjoy using him. Alright, and now moving on to our number 11 spot. It's actually going to be our female counterpart to the skin we were just talking about. It's going to be Catalyst. I think the main reason I slightly prefer her to Drift is just because she has the extra color styles, so that bumps her up just a little bit for me, but I would still say they are pretty freaking close in terms of quality. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy her. Don't let the low ranking fool you into thinking that I suddenly hate these skins, because I don't. I genuinely think she is, like everything else, absolutely incredible. But again, it's just, I don't quite like her as much as most people, and I personally think that some of the other skins on this list are just a little bit stronger. Alright, but now moving on to our number 10 spot is actually going to be the final of the Drift type skins. I decided to put them all in like a little group down here. It's going to be Fade. And again, he's so amazing, and it pains me to have to put him this low, but it really goes to show how strong the tier 1 skins are. I think that he's incredible. It is unbelievable how they somehow took that original Drift design and in my opinion just made it that much better. I wouldn't say it's a whole lot better, but they did honestly improve it quite a bit more than I ever thought they would have been able to. I think he's very cool, and without a doubt, my favorite Drift type skin. Alright, and now moving on to our number 9 spot. This is one that I personally would class as a little bit underrated. It's going to be Calamity. Honestly, never would have thought in a million years that they could have taken a simple cowgirl design and made it this cool. I think it's absolutely amazing. Now, her base style, probably one of the weakest skins in the game in my opinion. I'm just not really digging that. But But once you start leveling her up and you get her maxed out, she's looking sharp. It's incredible how they took a simple cowgirl design and just made it this good. It's amazing. It all just works for me, and she comes in at number 9. Alright, and now moving on to our number 8 spot. This is going to be Carbide, and honestly, another one that I would personally class as a little bit underrated. I think it's a bit of a shame that he gets some undeserved flack because people unfairly compare him to Iron Man and Omega because they just generally view those as both better versions of the skin, but I don't think that's fair. I generally don't think that's fair on Carbide. I think, well, yes, Omega is certainly the better of the two skins. That doesn't make Carbide bad, and I would actually say I prefer Carbide to Iron Man because he's Fortnite's own original creation. I think the main reason that I love Carbide so much and use him so much is because he has those light styles, and I'm a really big fan of the green one. You know, blue, green. It's just one of my favorite color schemes ever, and I think it looks really nice on him. So I think that's the main reason I want to give him the high ranking, but still, even without that, I do think he's a bit of an underrated skin. Alright, and now moving on to number 7, I give this one to Blackheart. Honestly, first of all, I just want to say, pretty shocking that we actually even got this guy at tier 1. I'm sure a lot of us, myself included, were expecting to see him at the tier 100 spot in Season 8, but even though that didn't happen, I don't care, because we got the skin either way, and I think, like everything else on the list, it is a solid 10 out of 10. It's amazing, and honestly, you could not ask for a better pirate skin. This whole skeleton, ghost, ghoul vibes, looking straight off of the Black Pearl. It's incredible, and not only does he look really awesome, but he has insane amounts of customizability as well. He's incredible. All around, he is incredible, and there's not a single bad thing I can say about this guy. Alright, and now moving on to our number 6 spot, I gave this one to Rox. Honestly, she is a prime example of why, in my opinion, the Season 9 Battle Pass is so good. Just everything about it works for me. Honestly, I can pretty much say just about everything I said for Blackheart, but for her. I think the main thing that bumps her up for me a little bit, though, is just the fact that I find myself using her a little bit more, and I think I like the design a little bit more as well. It's just a little bit more unique. Kind of reminds me of Samus. So, yeah, just an all-around amazing skin, and the fact that she's doing this well compared to the other tier 1 skins really goes to show how amazing she is. Alright, and now cracking into the top 5, this is actually going to be our brand new tier 1 skin from this season's Battle Pass. It's going to be Chimera. Honestly, they did an amazing job with this one, and I hear some people saying that he's their new favorite tier 1 skin of all time, and I completely understand that. I think it is amazing because he is essentially what Gear Specialist Maya should have been. Like I said before, you can customize this guy almost infinitely. I mean, it is nuts how much customizability you have with him, the amount of options, the styles, and it is unlimited combo potential. But I think the thing that slightly brings him down for me, though, is because while I do love him, I love all the styles he has, I don't think I would use pretty much any of his styles compared to any of the skins in the top 4. So that doesn't make him bad. He is nowhere near bad still, and he's incredible. But I do think that I just slightly prefer all of the other skins in the top 4. But still, they did an amazing job with this, and I am more than happy to give him a spot in the top 5. Alright, and now moving on to our number 4 spot, I gave this one to Lynx. Honestly, she is a prime example of how you don't even need that much customizability, even though she does have 4 awesome color styles, but you don't even need that much customizability. You just need a kick-butt design, and that alone can make for a phenomenal skin. It is insane. It is honestly a little bit insane to me that this is 2 years old. 2 years ago, we got this skin. Over 2 years ago, in fact. Almost like, I'd probably say like hitting that 2.5 mark. It is nuts that is how old this skin is, but she's aged so well. Honestly, I think you could have put this in a modern day. Honestly, no, not even think. I know you could have put this in a modern day battle pass. People would have loved the heck out of it. I would have loved the heck out of it. It really just goes to show how insane Epic is at making some awesome tier 1 skins, and it is a little bit of a shame that I can't rank her higher, and she just barely misses out on the top 3. Alright, and now moving on to our number 3 spot. This is going to be Hybrid, and again, another pretty underrated one. I would say everything in the top 3 is underrated. Yeah, and Hybrid is no exception. He is honestly just awesome. One of the coolest things ever. I love the whole dragon design, but not only do you have the dragon styles, but you also have the ninja styles. So I mean, it kind of in a way suits it suits guys like me who like extravagant skins, but it also suits players who, you know, they like the more slimmed down skins. So this skin's just a win for everyone in that regard. And he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I love all the colors. I love the design. I love everything. He's an amazing skin. One of the perfect skins for me. And he comes in at number 3. Alright, and now moving on to our number 2 spot. This is going to be Sentinel. And if you're familiar with my channel, then you're going to know that this is, in my opinion, a skin that I think is criminally underrated. But I do also think it is quite a shame that his base style is even that chicken style in the first place. I honestly think that that's just a little bit disgraceful towards the skin. But I think if you can get past that and you realize that he has that dark style, it is insane. He's an insane skin. I love it. I love this whole Decepticon, almost like a Japanese robot Omega vibe he has. It's sick. It is insane. I absolutely love this. And honestly, I would even go as far as to say that I think if you just took the dark style and then made some changes to that and then gave that extra styles, I think that could have been a tier 100 skin. But even though it wasn't, we did still get an amazing tier 100 skin that season in Vendetta. And it really, again, it just goes to show how awesome that season 9 battle pass really was. Alright, but then finally closing off our list at the number 1 spot. I hope you've been keeping track because there's only one tier 1 skin left to rank here. And you might or may not have noticed I haven't spoken about it yet. It's going to be Zenith. He was my favorite tier 1 skin last time I did this list, and he's still my favorite tier 1 skin now. Nothing has changed. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I can't even really name what it is about this guy by this point. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about him that works for me. I think it's just the design, because of how unique and cool it is. I love just, you know, the fur and the claws and everything about it. It just looks absolutely amazing. But then you combine that with the amount of customizability he has. It all just makes for one heck of an awesome skin. I still love to run this even to this day, and he is honestly one of my favorite skins of all time. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. How would you rank all the legendary tier 1 skins? But with that said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.